Hello and welcome to this week's episode of CBTV. Like many Australians, I was shocked by the violent protest that took place in Sydney over the weekend. Now, similar protests have been happening right across the world, in places like Indonesia, England, Lebanon, Afghanistan and Pakistan. And while we have seen such protests overseas in the previous years, it is concerning to see it now happening in our own backyard. Much has been said and written about the ugly incident, but today I'd like to talk about a response from one of our government ministers. Yesterday, I voiced my opinions on the weekend's protest, as every Australian has a right to do. I condemned the protesters and pointed out that I'd been talking about the risk of such events occurring for many years. Minister Kate Lundy later said my views were extremist and that I was seeking to incite division and vilify Australians. I didn't hear her utter a word about the nutjobs attacking police and holding up jihad banners. Now, like me, Minister Lundy is entitled to her own opinion. I've been called all sorts of names in my time as a politician, so I'm not fussed about what Kate Lundy wants to call me. But I find it interesting that she blames me for seeking to incite division, because this sent my hypocrisy alert into overload. Has she forgotten the Australia Day race riots at the start of this year? A riot that was triggered by a staff member of the Prime Minister's own office? The actions by this staff member led to a violent protest that targeted the opposition leader and resulted in both the PM and Tony Abbott fleeing to cars under secure guard. Where was Minister Lundy's indignation then? Where was her condemnation of this? Why didn't she speak out then about the actions of this staff member in January? And now she has the gall to accuse me of inciting division. This just exposes the hypocrisy of her confected outrage. She's more than happy to condemn others, yet she fails to act when her own party is involved in a race riot. What I wrote yesterday reflects the concerns that many Australians have about our society. If Minister Lundy thinks my views are extreme, she must consider the views of mainstream Australia extreme too. We now know that this government is completely out of touch with ordinary Australians, but Kate Lundy has exposed just how hollow their rhetoric really is. And if this minister wants to be taken seriously in her role, she'll need to put her partisanship aside and actually speak and act in the national interest. This is Cory Bernardi. You're watching CBTV.